Hi guys, it's Robin from My Alkaline Vegan Journey, and today we're going to be talking about the pineal gland, but we're going to take it back to the scooter of it all, which is the atom. I'm realizing that as I get through researching a lot of things, it takes me back. I just posted an article about some new invention that was just created that allowed a lot of people. What happened? See our swipe to close. Why are they giving me this instruction like I'm new? I don't understand. Anyhow, I'm Rob, and this is My Alkaline Vegan Journey. And for the past couple days or so, we've been talking about the pineal gland. And as we know, the pineal gland is a gland in our endocrine system, and that whole system is to send signals to our organs so that they can function properly. And to get the glands in our endocrine system to function properly, we need certain minerals for each one. Now, what I decided to do, because we had gotten really deep into some more advanced things as far as the pineal gland, and of course, we know it produces a hormone called melatonin, and that melatonin is the wake-sleep regulator of our bodies. It regulates the circadian rhythm, which is our wake-sleep in our bodies. Now, we kind of got way past that because I did an interview with a gentleman here in St. Lucia who's responsible for growing some of this Amazonian ayahuasca. And he gave me another perspective of the pineal gland. So I started doing research, and we really kind of got off course, even though that's the course I want to take eventually. But we got to know what's happening from the most basic level to understand where we're going and going to evolve. And I had to do it for myself because it's like, hold up, wait a minute. Some things that I didn't know that I'm glad I know. Like, for instance, did you all know that we have 70 millivolts of electric energy in each of our cells? 70 millivolts. That's 7 volts. How was it? 0.7. One of those. 70 millivolts. And when you think about that, that means that, we have over 1 billion cells in our body. So just with that knowledge, you can kind of ascertain that our bodies are electrical. That's just with the scientific fact behind it. You understand? Sometimes people need those receipts like that scientific stamp. So when I found out about that, it took me, oh my God, y'all don't understand. The research just takes you down these rabbit holes, but the rabbit holes are great, but you can only do one at a time. Because I'm going to tell you, it took me to that whole thing about what is it called? Quantum. And I've studied quantum quantum theory because of my computer electrical engineering background. I did a little chemical engineering as well. But the quantum theory, all of that made sense, especially when I learned out about having so much electricity just in our bodies and being able to have that stamp of the receipt that shows, because they've calibrated it. They've calibrated how much electrical energy is in each of our cells. So y'all know we got to be doing some stuff to kind of keep that energy going and to have that energy be parlayed where it needs to be within our body. So I thought, okay, let's take it back. We're talking about, we're going through the pineal gland and all of these hormones that the endocrine system creates, and how when you don't get enough of one mineral or nutrient, how it can throw the entire endocrine system off. And I'm going to tell you, most of which, the misfiring and the cross-axis is what I think it's called, of a lot of these hormones results in reproductive problems. And I never knew that. So I was like, wait, let's go back. Now, at some point, I'm going to fix lunch/dinner. I'm going to do some, I think these are just green bananas, but you can see they're turning yellow. I really did not want to cook these. And I may not, but I'm going to fix something for lunch. And it might be that just raw, but it's not ripe enough. But anyhow, when we talk about going back to the beginning so that we can understand all of it, because you're going to need to know what an atom is, what a molecule is, so that you can kind of put it all together in your own mind. And that's what I think. A lot of these people who are going through all of this stuff that I'm going through as far as explaining how scientifically your brain, your spirit and your soul are connected. And one doctor that I found so far scientifically, put a whole explanation of how the pineal gland sits at that point that connects your physical body with your spirit. And it's interesting because I had to think about it. Body and soul mixed, But there's scientific evidence that anxiety, depression, these are actual feelings in our body, stress, all those things. And it made me think, if those things, just those emotions can cause your body physical damage, you have to wonder. Of course, there's a connection between your actual physical body and your spirit. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that one out. I don't know. But anyhow, so I want to go back to the atom, and this is what I kind of went through. So I want to start you all with, it's kind of like a little science class, because I had to go back. Because I need to have in my mind exactly what these entities are within our bodies, and because just like the pineal is a gland, vitamin D is a hormone. It's not a vitamin, and we need to discern the difference, because when we get further and actually start delving into those depths where you're going to need to know that basic information, we're going to get it right here. So y'all might want to pull out a pencil and pen. Not really, because we're going to keep this within an hour so that I can post it on YouTube. Even though I can go past an hour, but I don't like doing that. Anyhow, atoms, molecules, and compounds are all related concepts in chemistry. Chemistry. I don't know why they said chemistry. That describe the building blocks of matter. And maybe because of the way I asked the question. I'm on chat right now. An atom is the smallest unit of matter that retains the chemical properties of an element. That's why. I would have said biology. Why would I think? Anyhow, atoms are composed of a nucleus, which contains positively and charged protons and neutral neutrons, surrounded by negatively charged electrons. So it looks kind of like this. Just the atom itself. We got the nucleus here, and then we've got the protons. I'm horrible. Let's see. So right in the nucleus, you have the, I'm just doing this because I don't know what element this is, but just simply, you've got the actual nucleus of the atom. It contains the neutrons and the protons. The neutrons are neutral, the protons are positive. Then you've got the electrons that circle. It depends on what element it is. You have these electrically charged particles that surround the nucleus. And it's because of the positive protons that are in the nucleus and the electrons that the electrons adhere to the actual atom. So the number of protons in an atom's nucleus determines the element to which each belongs. And I got to go get me a periodic chart. I'm telling you, I'm here in St. Lucia, and I need props because I really want to get through this. But if y'all can just be patient with me, I'm telling you, we're going to get through it. We really are. So now that we have the idea of just the atom itself, the most basic element or smallest unit of matter, having the nucleus with the protons inside, positively charged elements, and then you've got the electrons. That's giving it some balance as far as an electrical charge, but they are charged, okay? And the molecule is two or more atoms bonded together. So we take the basic unit, which is the atom, and we put them together. And the only way they come together is because of those electrically charged electrons that are floating around the outside. And the number of electrons really does depend on the number of protons on the inside of the nucleus. So it says that when you put two of these atoms together, bond them, where they're together, it becomes a molecule. So first you have the atom, then you have the molecule. The atom in the molecule can be of the same element, like O2, oxygen. You got two oxygen molecules together, so it makes two oxygen, meaning O2, or different elements like H2O, where you have one oxygen molecule and you have two hydrogen molecules that are attached to that oxygen. So that creates the water molecule. So, and I'm telling you, we need to get back to this so we understand where this electricity is coming from and all of that. And we're going to get there, so just wait for it. So the type of bond between the atoms determine the properties of the molecule. For example, a covalent bond is formed when two atoms share electrons, whereas ionic bonds are when they transfer those electrons. Now remember, we got the basic atom. It is a nucleus with protons and neutrons inside. The protons inside are positive. The electrons that are floating around it are electrical. When you put them together, they form either covalent or ionic bonding. The covalent bonds are those electrons that are shared between the two molecules. The ionic bonds are where one molecule transfers an electron to another molecule. So the transfer is ionic bonding. Remember that? I'm telling you, we're going to need it. A compound is a substance made of two or more different elements, chemically combined in a fixed ratio. Did I miss something? No. A compound always has the same chemical composition and properties, regardless of the source. Remember that. A chemical compound always has the same chemical composition and properties, regardless of the source. For example, table sugar, sucrose, is a compound made up of elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and always has the same chemical formula. It's C12, that means there's 12 carbons, H22, there are 22 hydrogens, and O11. That means there are 11 oxygens. That's going to be the chemical makeup of that compound called sucrose, which is sugar. It's always going to be the same. In summary, the atoms are basic building blocks of matter. Molecules are groups of two or more atoms bonded together, and compounds are substances made up of two or more different elements chemically combined in a fixed ratio. Now remember that. Now I'm going to come back because I'm telling you, that's enough, I think. As long as we know the basic building blocks of all elements. This is not just for humans, this is for plants. It's the same basic setup. So that's our lesson for today. Let's cook. I'm hungry. Now, I need y'all, oh yeah, thank you. Y'all realize I'm on this island. I keep forgetting it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, family. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to quiz you all on just the basic building blocks of matter. And that's all matter. All matter, you know? So check this out. Hey, Shaq, how are you? Welcome home. Welcome home, y'all. So let me see who's in the house. Y'all, I am working on Tent City. Tent City has given me the means by which to really bring down some of my negotiating prices for our family reunion in August. And thank you so much. Y'all tap the screen. Yeah, we got to get our viewership out there. The reason why I want to go back to just the basic science knowledge, because too many times people are floating these words around and they have no idea of what they mean. When I heard somebody say vitamin D is vitamin D, and knowing that D is a hormone, we get the terminology mixed up, and sometimes the meaning gets lost when you can't call the things. That's why when we're dealing with plants and things, just give me the genus and species, because I'm traveling so much. Something that looks like a dandelion root or dandelion in the U.S. may actually be milkweed in Australia, and I think we found that out. It didn't spew any white liquid. It looked like dandelion, but it's not. It's milkweed. So genus and species for our plants. Let's get our terminology right. You know, and for some reason, I believe that'll keep it in your memory. So when we actually go through and find out these chemical compounds, for a lot of the herbs that you all have been asking me about for healing certain things, you'll know it yourself. I mean, because the whole plant kingdom, all of that, it's rooted in Latin, and a lot of the things you'll find in other compounds. Just like when we start doing some of the other chemicals that are dealing with the pineal gland. DMT is one of them, and we're definitely going to research that because I got to know. Now, there's something else that I asked the chat. Okay, because we went from deoxyribonucleic acid, which is what? Do you all know what deoxyribonucleic acid is? I'm telling you, I need some interaction. I need y'all to speak up. Y'all in the room, ask me questions. Give me something. Herbs for, Shaq asks, do you have herbs for kidney problems? Oh, yeah, let me see. Y'all, okay, let me do that. Let me go to my thing. Hold on 1 second. Y'all keep that on the burner. Let me take care of this right quick. Let's see. Where's my herbs? And I don't even know of one, right? I know whatever you do, if you're dealing with the kidneys, you need to be doing burdock root. For some reason, I want to say raspberry leaf. I don't know why. It's just off the top of my head. But you know something, Shaq, let me get to you on a private note. Let's keep with this so we can keep our stuff, kind of going. I'll get with you on that. I need to find out if you all have any questions about just the basic elements. Now, when we get into, as we get into dealing with things like the DNA, I want y'all to know about these basic things. Things that we might have forgotten because we ain't been in school for a minute. Where? Oh, see, I messed up trying to go look for that stuff. Let me see. Okay, here to prove the herbs, but I gotta get back in. So, when we talk about atoms and molecules, I now want to go to the DNA. Because deoxyribonucleic acid is DNA. Let me see. Hombre grande, anti-cancer. Let me see. I'm here. Does anyone know the 4 elements that are in DNA? If you do, drop them in the comments. We're going to go over them right quick. I just had it. Hold on 1 second. I got so much work up here. It's trying to... That was my fault. Sorry, y'all. Now I got to kind of go back to find the notes on my DNA. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, and it's a molecule. Now remember, a molecule is 2 or more elements together, and this DNA is a molecule. Now remember that, because as we get into conversations, we want, like I said, we want to name things correctly. So the DNA molecule contains the genetic instructions used in the development of functioning of all known living organisms and many viruses. Did y'all know that? There's DNA and viruses? Didn't know that. It serves as the blueprint for all cellular processes and determines the traits that are passed from one generation to the next. Now remember that the DNA is a molecule, and we've already learned that molecules are 2 or more atoms together. And each atom is a nucleus. I'm talking about Rudy the Scooter. And this is how you have to think of it. We've got the atom itself, which is the nucleus, neutrons and protons in the nucleus, and the electrons. So, I mean, it's all coming together in this DNA as the molecule. So the molecule itself is the blueprint for all cellular processes and determines traits, all of that. So DNA is a long, double-stranded molecule composed of 4 nitrogenous. I did not know that. Nitrogenous bases. Nitrogenous bases. And I'm going to look that up. What's a nitrogenous base? Let's check it out. It's going to reveal some more information. You hear what I'm saying? I got to talk it in because all my keys on my keyboard are messed up. Explain in detail what nitrogenous bases are. And that's how you ask. I was doing endocrine system earlier, and for some reason this stupid computer, y'all. Let's see, DNA. Here it is. Okay. I'm telling you, my computer has a mind of its own. Okay, yeah, it didn't catch it. Y'all should see my computer just going crazy. It's like it's running by itself. I think it's possessed. I'm telling you, I need a keypad. I'm gonna go today as soon as I finish this live, and I'm gonna get a wireless mouse. This is ridiculous. It takes me twice as long to do something because of this mouse. It has its own mind. Explain in detail what nitrogenous bases are and how they're related to our DNA. Okay, and this will be a lesson in how to use Chat GPT. Everybody needs to learn how to use Chat GPT because it just helps. Man, I would have been all over the world looking for some of the stuff that I needed for our Tent City project. While Chat is pumping out this information, I want to tell you all about Tent City here in St. Lucia. We've got properties that are near beaches that are perfect, but not for a big building. Something that's quaint and close, and we've got access, people that I know who want to do something with the property, and one of my friends came up with this idea of a tent city where you can come and backpack, be right on the beach, and we got all the facilities, the cameras, the lights, the security, all that stuff set up. So I'm working on getting that together, and that's going to be a part of our retreat. Even before we can get one up, we're already thinking of 3 locations. So that's something that I'm working on as well. So as far as asking Chat about the nitrogenous bases that are referred to as being those long strands in our DNA, it says nitrogenous bases are organic molecules that make up the building blocks of DNA. And that's why it's so important to get the basics together. Because now we know what molecules are. Now we have a general idea of what molecules are. But these are molecules that are just set up as being the building blocks for our DNA. Now, the DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. I want to ask, after I get this, I want to find out if our DNA is actually a basic or acidic type of molecule. Because if it's a nitrogenous base, what does that mean? So let's find out, okay? They're organic molecules that make up the building blocks of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. There are 4 nitrogenous bases in DNA. Adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. You know, the A, C, G, and T. Those 4 letters that are related to DNA. And we'll go through that too. The nitrogenous bases form the rungs. Those are the ladder pieces on the DNA. I can't even put my background up. But anyhow, we'll go through some stuff. But now, when you all look at some of these photos and things, you'll know, okay, those are molecules. Those are the basic molecules that make up our DNA. And I'll have pictures in that post. I actually had a post with some of this on it. So you all check that out. So they're the ACGT are the rungs on the ladder, with A always bonding to T and C always bonding to G. Okay, the sequence of nitrogenous base pairs along the DNA molecule is known as the genetic code. The sequence of nitrogenous base pairs, that's the A and the T and the C and the G, they're known as the genetic code. The code carries the instructions for the development, growth, and functioning of all living things. The genetic code determines the traits that are passed from one generation to the next and directs the synthesis of proteins, which are responsible for the structure and function of cells. So now we've moved from the atom to the molecule to the compound, but we went back and did the molecule to the DNA blocks. And the DNA is basically it is the genetic code. And I got to read that again because for some reason, when they talk about it carries the instructions for all development, growth, and functioning of all living organisms. And it determines the traits that are passed on. And it directs the synthesis of proteins. Did we know that? Did I know that? I don't know. DNA directs the synthesis of proteins. And the proteins, of course, are responsible for the structure of and function of the cells. Okay, each nitrogenous base pair is held together by hydrogen bonds, which helps to maintain the structure of the DNA molecule. The specific sequence of nitrogenous base pairs in a DNA molecule determines the genetic information it carries. For example, the sequence ATGC-ACTG is a specific code for a specific gene, which may code for specific protein. So even though these different pairs are paired up different on the rungs, they still have an order in which they actually code for specific proteins. Okay, we're going to get back to that. So in summary, nitrogenous bases are the building blocks of DNA, and they play a critical role in the storage and transmission of genetic information. And that ain't all. Y'all heard about this new technology where they're actually using our DNA, or can use our DNA as storage? Digital storage. Just heard, and we'll get into that, but I just heard where you can put it's more than a terabyte, it's much more than a terabyte on one drop of DNA. It's very small, but it holds a lot of information. And someone has actually done it where they've taken the DNA, stored information on it, and was able to retrieve it back onto a computer. And it was massive. So that's next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here because we've gotten from the atom to the molecule to the compound, then to DNA, which is a different molecule. We're segregating, the molecules now. We're talking about the DNA. And the DNA we know has, it is the building blocks of all life. Simple as that. It stores and I didn't know that though. It stores and transmits genetic information. So, and that's for all organisms, anything living, anything. So let's kind of cut it off there because we've got enough so that when we come back tomorrow, we're going to talk about these nitrogenous bases. We're going to talk about the ACTC, GT, all of the now what are these things called? They are called bases. So the 4 nitrogenous bases, so the adenine, the cytosine, the guanine, and the thymine are all nitrogenous bases, which is interesting. Anyhow, we'll get into that because I got to do some more research off camera, whatever. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out, should I go ahead and start cooking? Because do you all have any questions? I can't believe Fat Amputee come on here and ask me where I've been. Welcome home, Fat Amputee. I've been here. You're so funny. I've been doing the lives at 12 noon. Right now, we're studying the pineal gland in an effort to kind of elevate and ascend to some knowledge that seems to be so mysterious, but we're going to do it from rooter to scooter. we're starting with the basic element and move our way up, and check it with receipts, scientific receipts, because some of this stuff can be really kind of crazy. I just posted a video where there's a doctor that has created a really great machine that uses light particles. Y'all check that out. Light particles to do some amazing things. She was talking about how this machine has alived some people who should have been unalived. I hate using that word, but she did say die. People who were supposed to be gone. They went in this machine for like 5 hours. But when you think about light is energy. And when you think about our bodies being energetic, and we're going to get into how each cell, because the cell is a combination of molecules, I believe, compounds, something like that. We got to go back. I need to go back. And y'all shouldn't be this. Anyhow, we got to go back and learn all of this stuff so we know when we get to those realms of really discussing this stuff, because I didn't really think I needed all of this. But yes, you do. You really do, to really understand what your body is going through and be able to research it yourself. Because often, like sometimes I get stuck on little things like this because I got to have it meticulously correct. I got to know exactly what each thing that I'm talking about is. Because, excuse me, the vitamin D thing kind of threw me because, yeah, we know that vitamin D is not a vitamin, but that's commonplace. But there's so many misnomered things in what we're discussing, and I'm noticing them, and that's why I want to take you all back so we get the correct terminology, we get all the things, and we don't have to talk about these medical terms, but some of them we need to be familiar with, and it won't be a problem if we start from the beginning, understanding the root of all the things that are accumulating. And because, of course, if we're talking about an atom, which is the basic element of everything, period, and then, moving up to compounds and our organs and the things that are in our plants, and we need to know what they are called. So let me go to some of the comments and we'll go through that. I don't know why that keeps coming up. So, yeah. Hey, Simon, welcome home. Welcome home. I'd be interested in partnership with you guys out there to start a business. Yeah, well, we're doing this based on land use need. I've got my friend who has a property, and when his name is Lennon, when my other friend Brian came up with this tent city, I'm like, shoot, they should definitely have that. I've had 2 girls since the idea was popped that said, wish they had some place to go where I could just kind of sleep on the beach. 2 girls. One was they were originally from Turkey, but living in the UK, and come here to visit for our Friday night. And she's like, yeah, I would love to. So, I know there's a market. So, Simon, hit me up. Hey, is that C Proven? C Proven 1. Welcome to the family. Welcome. I'm Rob, and this is my Alkaline Vegan Journey. And once you follow the host, you automatically become a member of the family, the My Alkaline Vegan Journey family. And we got a lot of stuff going on. This year, we're going to be celebrating our first family reunion. And it's going to be here in St. Lucia, and it's also going to have a retreat. The retreat is an ayahuasca retreat performed by a gentleman who has the Amazonian I won't say certification, but it is. But it's a different, and we got to get there, because when we get to the ayahuasca, I want to be able to medically break it down for you what this stuff is doing, so that when you get here, you have a complete knowledge of what this whole retreat aspect of our family reunion is going to be about. And you can decide whether you want to be a part of it or not. So, yeah. So, yeah, Simon, hit me up. Right now, I'm thinking about doing a dish. I don't know. Let's see. Let me go over here right quick, because I think I did have my... So, what else is going on? I had so many things to say, and I don't ever write them down. That's why I forget. I need to hear from you all. What are y'all doing? It's Valentine's Day. What's happening? Hey, Jesse Simmons. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. I almost forgot about it. I don't have a sweetie. I'm all by myself. Y'all tap the screen, please. Y'all tap the screen. Tap the screen. Give me some love. Give me some love. Y'all, I'm telling you, TikTok is tripping. I don't understand. I've got money in my creator fund, and I can't get to it. And I've been reaching out to them for I don't know how long. And they have not responded back. And of course, I'm in St. Lucia for the moment and can't get in touch with them. So I've got to have somebody actually pull them on a landline or something. But I need to find out what you all are up to as far as today, Valentine's Day. Hope y'all got plenty of agave and dates so you could do the day right. Yeah, I'm hearing so much in the news. Have y'all been hearing, I think because I'm doing research, I'm getting a certain type of feed too. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of people that I've never heard of before talking about this third eye, more so the third eye. And I'm very interested because y'all know I did the 40-day fast and I experienced some things. And a lot of what they're talking about kind of correlates with what I've been experiencing. And that was the reason why I really pursued the research. Because for me, it's the whole 40-day fast that I did twice with all water was simply to purge the system and do a complete reset. Never thinking that it would translate into anything other than weight loss, cleansed system. I mean, what happened to me was not expected. And like my doctor said, my pineal gland was decalcified. Now I'm understanding what that means. You want to decalcify, and I don't think it's completely decalcified because I haven't experienced things like some of these other people. But I don't know. Mine is natural. I haven't had to take anything. Mine comes completely from fasting. Now, some of the people who are experiencing some of these things, it correlates to what I went through, but it's on a next level. Y'all know what I mean? Next level. But I believe that they're doing breathing. Breathing is a great way. Y'all, I'm telling you, we really need to incorporate not just the fitness, and I'm still trying to get in touch with Derek because we're going to do some actual physical fitness as far as a daily routine, as well as just to move, and as well as yoga. I want to get into yoga because the meditation part of that, where you just clear your mind and just think, you do your affirmations, you pray. There's different aspects that we need to start our day with some of this. And I do some of it, and I've seen amazing results. When I get up in the morning, I have a routine, and I want to tell you all about one that all of you need to be doing every day. It's in your routine anyhow. Maximize on it, because I'm telling you, I feel a difference. And I started this when, it has to have been back in November of last year when I started doing this whole routine where I get up in the morning, and I was doing this part anyhow. Every time I get out of bed, I make my bed. I make sure my bed is pristine. Looks like something in some hotel room. And I do that because I realize that I'm creating a feng shui right there. If y'all don't know what feng shui is, look it up for right now, but we're definitely going to discuss it because that needs to be in your daily routine. Making sure you have clear passage feng shui with your surroundings, especially at home. Then I make up my bed, and if I have any dirty clothes to wash, I may wash them if it's accumulated. I try to get that in the wash even before I get in the shower. But I take my shower, and I don't do my shower the same way most people do. I use exfoliating gloves, which y'all please get some exfoliating gloves. I'm gonna have them available because there are some that are not good. They're more rubbery. They don't have the real texture to them. And I have some that I could, hook you all up with that are the best. Now this is a mild exfoliation that you do, and I use a pair. I use two pairs. And what I do is I take my soap and I lather the gloves and all over. It's a massage. And I wet a little more. I don't let any excess water hit. I'm lathering up at this point. And in this lathering, it's like a massage. And I feel it. I'm now feeling it. And that's why I'm mentioning it, because I didn't even realize that it was taking shape until yesterday or day before yesterday. I wasn't on yesterday or day before yesterday because I'm doing some other research that pertains to some other things. But I actually started realizing yesterday that, Dad, look, I used to have, I have 3 children. I had like little stretch marks on my thighs. And doing this routine just with the shower, oh my God, I can't even tell that I had stretch marks. And there are some products that I'm using as well. But anyhow, I take my exfoliating gloves, put them on, lather up my soap, and I'll tell you all what kind of soap I'm using when I totally get it ready for market. But anyhow, lather up all over. And that is my initial massage. And I go through and I'm checking my body for whatever abnormalities. That's how I found that knot on my chest, just doing that. And guess what that does? That massage right there, it is hitting up, especially my lymphatic system. I mean, I do this whole thing, and it's kind of giving that lymphatic system a little help in discarding the waste in your body. Now, remember when we're fasting, we talked about make sure when you're fasting you get a massage. You actually help. The movement is supposed to primarily help, but if you can't do that, at least get a massage. So when you do that, I started feeling it. And that's not the only massage. So after I lather up and everything, I get in the shower and I just rinse off. So for me, that's like, it's not stripping all of my natural oils. Plus, we don't get hot water here. I mean, we do, but I don't use it. We don't need it. The water is such that it's preserving the skin while washing away the dirt without being so invasive. Hot water to me opens up all the pores, relinquishes all the natural oils, and then you got fake oils in your lotions or whatever that are replacing natural oils in your skin. So I'm appreciative of doing cold showers. Yeah, they are cold. And I've just gotten used to them. Check that out. Anyhow, if you all can do cold showers, do that. Once I finish rinsing off in the shower, and I don't rub that towel on my body. Don't do that. Pat yourself dry. Pat yourself dry. Pat yourself dry. Once I finish, drying off and everything, now my bed is nice and clean. I might have laid out some clothes to wear. Usually not, but this has become a really elongated routine, because while I was doing it today, somebody was knocking at the door, and I actually got pissed because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm right in the middle of my routine. So hold on. And I made him wait. But anyhow, I go through and I take shea butter that is mixed with some other things that I can't wait to get to y'all, because this stuff works. I'm telling you, this, I believe, in combination with the soap. It's a soap and a lotion. The carrier oil in my lotion is shea butter, straight shea butter. And I'm going to start using cocoa butter because we manufacture it easily here because we got cocoa for real. And it's a long process, but it is the real stuff. And it's from volcanic dirt. Y'all don't understand. Everything here in St. Lucia is better because of that. The sea moss, the natural herbs and things, everything because of that volcanic earth, y'all. I'm telling you, and I got it good. And I think my body in the year, and I'm going to do a year in review, because next week on the 22nd will be 1 year that I've lived here. And I'm going to do a year in review, looking at some of our videos, some of our featured family members. And I'm going to go reach back and pull all of our families from the very first one that started following my alkaline vegan journey. I'm going to pull them all out. And I got some gifts for y'all, because I'm so glad that so many of you all are so interested in your health. And before I lose this thought, I believe that I don't know what this is, but there's a woman on TikTok that basically states that you shouldn't be eating mushrooms because it's a fungus. It's just common sense. You shouldn't be eating fungus. It's like eating mold off the black mold. And she's, I guess, a doctor or something. But, just very respectfully, I asked, what are your sources? And she never answered me. What are your sources behind this? Because, we know Paul Stamets. We know too many people who have talked about us eating mushrooms that have never, ever said that we shouldn't be eating mushrooms. Not one other person could I find that said that we shouldn't be eating mushrooms. But not only is she, saying you shouldn't eat mushrooms, she's also saying you shouldn't eat sea moss. Everything needs to have a seed. And I had to think. I'm like, I think that, and I think that with some people, and I don't know why, but some people just try to, get out there. I don't know. They don't believe what they're saying. Or maybe they do. But to spew something like that and then say, well, you can eat it if you want it. They're pushing you to eat this and you shouldn't be eating fungus. I'm like, okay, I've never heard that before. No one had ever said that before. So I'm trying to really do research, unbiased research, that would allow me to really quantify something that I don't know. Because has y'all ever heard anyone say that you should never eat mushrooms or sea moss and give a valid reason? I don't know. Or just not eat fungus? I mean, there have been too many medical studies on the benefits of eating mushrooms. That's why I was trying to break it down. What is this? What is that about? Y'all, do your research. That's all. And I could see if, there was a group of people that just didn't want to, I don't know, that just seems kind of contrite or contrived is what I'm trying to say. Contrived. You shouldn't eat mushrooms and you shouldn't eat sea moss. It's almost like kind of picking. You know what I mean? Like, why not? I don't know. Anyhow, but for some reason, this chick's live, and she's only live every 5 seconds or something. I don't know. But, some people do different things to get following. So if you say something controversial, stupid out the mouth, people going to either dip in and say, oh, you must be a Dr. Sadie scam hater. Or, you get that controversy. Because, like I said, there is no bad publicity. So people are trying it any kind of way. That girl that talked about Keith Lee stealing her idea, I thought that was really interesting because it's like, really, this man is on the rise and talking about being a vessel for God and helping all these businesses. I'm telling you, I don't care where this boy go. There's going to be some flow thereafter. So it's like, what you doing? What you doing? I would never stepped out there like that. You stupid. I don't know what that's about. But anyhow, I think about how just with her, and I don't know, I didn't know what her following was before she made that statement, and I don't know what it's been after, but I do know that she has gotten some serious backlash. I mean, people who really, really love Keith Lee are out there, got that boy's back, and I love it, because it's like, yeah, come with some receipts better than what you had, and he had all receipts. I was like, okay, and I love that transparency. And I kind of want to be on that team of those kind of people because why she come after him? Did she feel? I don't know. So yeah, let me read some of these comments. I had to plug my phone up because how I start my live and it's already beeping. So Simon says, I've been interested in partnership with you guys out there to start a business. Okay, Simon, I'm ready. C Proven is a new C Proven 1 is a new member of our family, y'all. Help me welcome C Proven 1. And C Proven, if you have another name you want us to call you by, we do that for all of our family members. So feel free. Simon says, if you want me to call them for you, email, I will. Thank you, because that might be what I need. Because y'all know I don't have T-Mobile because I'm here in St. Lucia. So the number that's associated with my TikTok is that number. I don't have it anymore. But TikTok makes it so hard to change your number when you don't have that phone number, access to that phone number. I mean, of course, they want to verify your identity. They got my email address. Why must you have the phone number? And I keep telling them, just verify my identity with my email address. We don't have to go through the whole phone thing. But no one has called me back. So anyhow, so yeah, Simon, I'm gonna text you. See, that's what family's all about. That's why I love having y'all as part of my family. I don't ever feel alone. I don't care where I go. I know I got my family's back. Mad Mama? Oh yeah, Mad Mama 103. How are you? Greetings, sis. I am a trucker and new to the vegan world. Can you recommend food items for a trucker? Girl, let me tell you, like, that's going to be harder than you thought. Because I'm not going to send you down that vegan road. And that vegan road is full of pollution. Because the food industry has caught on to just that doggone word vegan. And it has truly tried to exploit it with worse things than the natural stuff. So what I would say is, if you can, make sure you get some agave, because we all need sweeteners. The teas will come, all of that. Make sure you get just flour. If you're on the road, you're going to have to prepare things so that you can go out there, because very rare will you find some place that doesn't sell something with sugar, and that messes it up. Don't do that sugar. The only sugars that we should be consuming are agave and date-based sweeteners, like the date syrup, the date sugar. They got all kind of that. And they also have agave powder, like agave powdered sugar, where they dehydrate it or dry it in some whatever, and it becomes a powder. So you can use it like powdered sugar for icings and stuff. And I always say that because I don't care who you are, you're going to have that sweet tooth. And that one thing, that sugar, is going to mess you up. That is one of the worst things to mess up with, is the sugar. Secondly, you know, even the lettuces and things like this, we got to be careful, because I believe, definitely don't do that iceberg wax, or I don't even know what it is. It's genetically modified, and from what I understand, that it's one step away from being plastic. Don't do iceberg. Now, arugula, dandelion, watercress, romaine, all the food items that you should be in your to start your diet are on Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide, and that is posted on my page. It's pinned at the top. That should be your guide. As a matter of fact, I still can't get this Etsy store up because of banking stuff. Associating my bank with these things while being here in St. Lucia, as initiating any of this stuff here in St. Lucia, is really messed up. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So we do not do monk fruit sugar. Coconut sugar, yes, if you're not putting any heat to it. Remember, coconut's still the same, because we do not want to reach those low heat levels. And sometimes when you're using coconut sugar to replace some of our other sugars, you're cooking it. And you don't want to get that confused, because even though it's sugar, it still has the same properties as that coconut oil. And yeah, it does. And I got that from Dr. Sebi. Was it Dr. Sebi? I got to go find that, because that was something that I was wondering. Because I actually, was it coconut? I have to think about that, Scoop. That was a good question. Thank you. And we got user 147960081. Thank you for sharing the live. Hey, Lynette, welcome home. Is date sugar or date syrup okay to use? Yes. Dates and agave. Those are the only two real sweeteners we should be, not only, they are the only two sweeteners, and their derivatives are good. Now, of course, you know, there are other things that are on the list that might be considered sweeteners, but those are the ones that I know right front that are sweeteners. Let's see, I missed something. Yeah, we don't do monk, and I don't know why. I have to look that up. So Simon says, and herbal teas, no soda or coffee. Thank you. Simon said, I'm a courier. Yes, agave. Fruits and hummus with veggie. Try that. That is a great idea. But first off with the hummus. Hummus is usually made with garlic. We don't do garlic. You'll have to do your own. And it's usually made with pine nuts. We do not do pine nuts. So that's why even with something as simple as a chickpea slurry that you buy out is going to have some ingredients in it that we do not eat because we know that they cause inflammation. Now, hummus, and that's why I say, baby girl, you're going to have to start learning how to prepare some of these things in advance. And it's easy. It really is. As a matter of fact, at some point when I get groceries up in here, I'm going to show y'all how to do it. I don't know why that's so hard these days. I think I'm still losing weight. And I don't want to. Because I look at how my eyes are set in. They look like day 17, 18 on a 21-day fast. And yes, I know my body like that. And you should too. I'm telling you, I try to take pictures to see where I was on my journey. And I can't wait to put my entire book out because I'm still on the first part of the journey. And the first part of the journey is just the inside, outside. It has nothing to do with anything else. Because I think the next book is going to have to be my insides. Because I'm learning too much about this stuff. Y'all should see the notes I have. That's part of the reason why I don't have space on my computer and my phone. Because I've been doing some research, saving notes, and oh man, crashing systems for real. So Simon, you're a courier. Wow. See, we could definitely use that. And thank you guys so much for helping our new member with just food ideas. What I did when I first started, I always carried a bag of walnuts and Brazil nuts. I would also always make my little date treats. Very simple. You take a date, put a walnut inside, and that's it. And that's the basic, sweet, savory snack. Then I elevated into, just basic fruit. The fruits that are on there, you could take that as well. Like your seeded grapes, your watermelon. Do a fruit salad. A lot of people do smoothies. The hemp seeds always add everything. And y'all try to do as much hemp as you can if you're giving up that other form of protein. Because hemp is the full protein. And we're going to break that down. What that means, it's a full protein with all 9 amino acids. And why I thought it was 8, I don't know, but we're going to figure that one out too. But I'm not going to cook today. I'm just going to have raw. And that's how I do. And it's Valentine's Day. I keep forgetting that. What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day? Okay, so, our trucker friend, are you male or female? Let me go back. Let's see. Mad Mama. I believe that's a woman. Mad Mama, welcome. We're going to hook you up. You see, we got the whole family in here coming up with suggestions. And we have other friends. Actually, it's funny because everyone who comes to just visit winds up walking away as a family member. And I love it. So welcome. Let me go back. And Lynette is here. So Lynette, you asked, can you give us the recipe for the garlic replacement again? It's basic. Ginger and shallots, or ginger and a red onion, blended. And I use avocado oil to give it that liquidity for blending. And I might add a dash of salt, but you don't need to add anything. It's just the ginger and the red onion. The shallot is the best. The shallot is so strong. Oh my God, as soon as those two come together, you think you got garlic up in the place. I'm telling you, it is really good. I use it for my bechamel sauce. I use it for anything that I want that kind of garlicky taste for. Hey, Beyond is in the house. Wait, Beyond Words, I think it is. I can never get the last of your name. Beyond World of Opposites. I hope you all are following each other. I really do. Now, y'all see, I have not been mentioning the fast that's supposed to start next week. I don't think I'm going to join you all. I don't feel it right now. I don't know what that is. I'm going to coach you all through it, but I don't think I'm going to join you all. Now, this fast is 40 days and 21 days. And I've gotten a lot of people who have already signed up for the 21 days. I've gotten about 8 people who want to do the 40 days. I might do my 40 days later because I'm seeing that I'm gonna reassess that next week because I've been known to do that last minute. Just okay. Y'all remember my first one? I was sitting at the table eating chicken with my daughter. I was like, oh yeah, it's Lent. Maybe I should do something. So I put the fork down and straight up started fasting for 21 days. All water. So yeah, I'm next week because y'all, for the gardeners in the house, next week on the 22nd is a full moon. Full moon. Ooh. Yep. The 20th. Next week, Monday, is the full moon. And y'all know what that means. That means planting. Y'all, please get out there with those seeds. Please get out there with those seeds because I'm going to tell you, with what I'm seeing happening in the USA, y'all better get some buckets, fill them with some dirt, put them seeds in that dirt next Monday. I'm going to tell you, watch how your harvest is so much more plentiful when you do this cultivation and everything on Monday. I mean, thank me later. I'm telling you, thank me later. I tried it once. Planting on the full moon. That's Monday the 20th. And I believe that's why I was able to finally have that cantaloupe. Y'all know I've been planting since last February when I first got here. The only thing in my garden that I've been able to eat was that one cantaloupe that y'all saw me eat. Out of all that foliage, all those flowers, all that la. And that's why Samson, he took that thing. He was like, yeah, tomato all over here. Got all these flowers. Been like this for a minute and not one fruit. He yanked the whole thing out the yard. I was so hurt. It's like, it had flowers on it. The flowers could have gotten the bees. How you just going to throw it away? But I remember something that I read in the Bible where if it's not growing or bearing fruit, you need to get rid of it. And Samson just did that in one fell swoop. Even though I ain't talking to him anymore. I'm so mad with him. Anyhow, he did it in one fell swoop, and I wound up doing it with mine. Those doggone vines of cantaloupe, vines of watermelon, vines of cucumbers, not growing one doggone thing. Got flowers all over. I just yanked them out. And that's how that one cantaloupe grew. So I'm learning. I'm not a gardener. None of this is part of my purview. The only thing that I'm really good at is diving. The gardening and all of that has evolved because of my journey with my alkaline vegan journey. And I'm learning so much. And y'all know that if you're not learning, your brain cells are dying. Quite literally. Learn something every day. Because without it, your brain cells die. It's so weird. And that's scientifically proven. I was like, what? And it's not just, using your brain. It's learning something. But I guess we do learn something every day. You should. So let me read the rest of these, and we're going to get out of here because it's 1:25. We're late. Okay. Thank you so much for the gifts. Y'all just don't understand. That helps me out so much. Let's see. So Lynette says, are there specific measurements for the ginger and shallots? Let me tell you, it's not. It isn't. There isn't. As soon as any amount of the ginger gets with a little bit of the shallots, it just turns it. And you can make it stronger or not as strong by putting more shallots because they offset each other. What I did is I had like a hand size ginger, and I don't have any shallots, or do I? I might just make some. And y'all, I'm sitting up here letting my ginger go to waste. I got too many projects going on. I do need an assistant. I'm going to have ChatGPT create me an assistant that can do all this other stuff, do the research, do all that other stuff. And I know how to do it too. I just need space on my computer. You know, I have a to-do list for my assistant with all the parameters of all the stuff that I want. Let them do that on their own while I can be doing my other stuff. Now, this to one whole red onion. I wish I had one. And I just used it yesterday for my salad. This is like one hand of ginger. And this is a lot. But you put this with something like one whole red onion. That, let's see, about what size? Oh, man, that. Y'all should see how I got this phone set up. It's so funny. It's like I need my ring stand so badly. So this is the ginger. Let me see if I have a piece of an onion or something that can replicate the size of the onion. Okay, so say for instance these are red onions. Let's just say for instance these are red onions. So this amount of ginger could go with these 2 red onions. Now with the shallots, I would put like 4 of the small or the average size shallots with this. And this will make enough so you could jar in half. Well, if you eat ginger like I do, it might last a week. Maybe not. Because I use it on everything. You could actually take it because it has the avocado oil in it and use it as a seasoning when you sauteing. I use it in everything. I use it in raw vegetables, cooked dishes. I use it all the time. All the time. So, let's see. And I should make some. This is not going to be the same, but I'm telling you, even with regular onions, these onions are spicy. Not as spicy as red or shallot, but they're spicy enough to give that ginger that little bit of a garlicky taste. And that's what you want, that sharp with a little bit of flavor of the ginger and then that flavor of that shallot. There's something about it. Ty of Ty's Conscious Kitchen hooked me up with that. And y'all go check him out because I haven't seen him in a minute. I know him and his wife were doing something at ayahuasca. Why did I say ayahuasca? Ayahuasca is I got ayahuasca. No, at what's Dr. Sebi's place there in Honduras, where they actually, it's like a retreat, but instead of using the ayahuasca, they're using the duck flower, I believe, and the duck flower is, ooh, have y'all heard about the duck flower? The duck flower is, and I have research on it because I wanted to compare it to ayahuasca because ayahuasca has that other element of inhibiting the DMT distractors in your guts, so the DMT can get to your pineal gland. And duck doesn't have that, but ayahuasca has the same, if not more, vigorous detox in it. Because you're gonna the doctor said, or Zaka was saying that everywhere stuff can come out of you, it will with this ayahuasca. So I can't wait, and that's the real reason why I really want to try it. Not so much the DMT, even though I'm very curious, and that's why I'm doing a lot of research on that. So let me see. Hey, Mr. Potato One, how are you? You blend it into a liquid. Of course, it's not going to be a complete liquid because you have your solids. The only way it would become a liquid is if you just squeeze it out and just retain the liquid. You want all of it. You want all of it. And you could do it like that, like have a garlic oil so that you could infuse it with other flavors. That's a great idea, but I would still use the pulp and everything that's left to still make my ginger. Now, with this, y'all know, I'm going to show you all how to actually make the garlic clove as well as the garlic powder by using these ingredients. I'm just getting this stuff together. I've got to get my equipment. I got a barrel that's coming that's supposed to have a lot of my equipment that's needed. Yeah, Usher Village. Thank you, Simon. Dr. Sebi's village there in Honduras, where they it's like a whole restorative type of setup where you come to Usher Village and they feed you the alkaline vegan food. You can do the detoxes if you choose to. It's a nice resort, and I wouldn't mind going there You know, I got to check that out. So, yeah. Hey, that's the Free Energy Society. I love it. Welcome to my alkaline vegan journey, and thank you for the gifts. Thank you. So check this out. Usher Village is going to be kind of replicated during our retreat here, St. Lucia. My alkaline vegan journey is having our first family reunion of all the 70-some thousand family members that have been following my alkaline vegan journey. And we're trying to make it so we can sponsor everybody. I'm telling you, I got Massey's on the phone. Because I'm going to tell you, I know everybody thinking I can't come and this, that. I make miracles happen, y'all. Y'all don't understand. And I'm thinking that, honestly, if not this year, definitely next year, we're going to have something where everybody that's a member of my alkaline vegan journey is going to get blessed for real. And what I'd like to do is have everyone meet somewhere. I always wanted that, where we could all meet somewhere, like a meet and greet. So that, you know, we put a face, at least I, and y'all too, put a face to each other, you know, with each other. Because, you know, that's a movement. 70-some thousand people in my alkaline vegan journey. And many of them are still active doing different things, you know. And I see them coming in on our lives. So I'm going to reach out to each and every one of you with a couple of surprises, especially some of those that started following me at the beginning that are still following me. I see them all the time on my lives. I see them, or not all the time, but most of the time. They comment on my posts. So it's like, you know, a really nice community. It really is. And we've created a really safe space. Because y'all remember how we used to get all those trolls coming on here talking about, I eat meat, and putting all the pictures. I actually got banned for like 24 hours. I don't know. I've got the notches on my belt to show that I've been saving our space from trolls. Even though a lot of them I'd like to engage because there's so much information. Like the girl that's talking about you shouldn't eat mushrooms and sea moss. And to me, now that I think about it, honestly, I think that was just a ploy to kind of get more followers, to be controversial. Because anybody saying something blanket like that with no real resources, nothing that, you know, y'all know how I go to NIH.gov and get y'all some case studies that say this study shows that fungus is bad for you. You should not be eating fungus. None of that. You know, I specifically look for that kind of stuff. Sea moss. How the heck we eating kelp and all, but she just says sea moss. she I don't know. I just thought about that. But that's not even a good ploy. It's not even a good ploy because, you know, you get the following because of the controversy, but then the be-all, end-all bottom line is that you're an idiot when you just say stuff like that. You shouldn't eat fungus, mushrooms, and you shouldn't eat sea moss. So anyhow, so yeah, thank you so much. The Free Energy Society. Free Energy Society. That just, you know, welcome. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, I can't wait for us to, you know, really progress. Every day I'm going to take a little bit at a time. And I'm getting ready to leave because y'all see what time it is. But I want to give you all a little quiz on what we learned today. And I'm not going to answer not one. Like I said, I'm going to put this up on YouTube. And for right now, what I'd like to see you all do is tell me what an atom is, what a molecule and a compound is. Anybody. What is an atom? Let's start with that. What is an atom? Hey, She Is Real Lioness. Hey, welcome back. Yes, y'all tap that screen. We don't even have 1,000 likes. What is that, y'all? Yeah, we got to tap that screen. Just keep tapping it. Because I'm telling you, those algorithms do mean a lot in getting the word out that we're on. And we want a bunch of people to really join up for our family reunion. I'm going to do a bunch of posts, but I'm going to dedicate a couple of these lives to talking about St. Lucia and some of the things we're going to do on this reunion retreat. So let me go down here. Usher Village. Yeah, what I was saying is that Usher Village, the retreat that we're doing this year for the family reunion is going to be much like what I visualize Usher Village in being, where we come together, we're going to eat. Y'all can deviate and do what you want, come together, have a couple of, events. First off, get to know each other so that, if y'all want to do something when we do our break-offs, y'all can kind of do it with our family members, get to know one another. Then we're going to come back together again and have our feast, our straight alkaline vegan feast. And I'm working on that right now because I know there's some featured items that are in my cookbook that y'all are going to love. Y'all ain't going to even think. And I got to import mushrooms. Can y'all believe that? Because I'm not going to have them ready by then, I don't think. And I want loads of them. Hey, Harry, how are you? Y'all, check this out. Why Harry come to Friday night and I didn't know him? Y'all, come on in here. And he rocking my colors. Come on over here. Y'all know Harry is our resident farmer.
What's up, dear?
Oh, I got some news for y'all. Y'all remember Shaka?
I cried so much yesterday.
Me too.
I cried yesterday.
What the fuck is going on?
They stabbed the youth. I don't know for what, but they stabbed the youth and threw him in the marina. I don't know why.
In the marina?
Yes. They flew him in the marina and the tides didn't go down. The tides bring him up. He's so good. The tides bring him up and not down. If he had gone down, they'd never find him. Because he didn't sink. So the tides bring him up to the marina. I cried.
I know. Sit down 1 second. I don't want to cry right now because I'm telling you, now that I know what we're made of and all that, guess what? Listen, y'all know when I moved here to St. Lucia last year, I actually, didn't know anyone, right? And this is just a side note. I want y'all to hear this because this affected us yesterday. But check this out. Now, we have our characters in our community. We got Cy, he's always riding a bike. He's always like this, with his hat on. You know Cy, right? You got Ants. He's always running his butt over there to the fisheries doing his thing. You got Harry. He's from the farm. He comes up here and he delivers fruits and stuff like that. So, we got our characters in our community. Now check this out. Cy every day pushing that cart. I kind of, go do my gardening because Cy with this cart. And I don't know, I guess he's going to wash cars or whatever. Whatever it is, that's his thing. Now, I just saw Cy because he is a phenomenal karaoke singer. And I'm talking about, he gives you that
momentum to sing and dance.
I'm talking, he is the flavor. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm talking about him like he's still here because he is. Y'all understand what I mean? We're talking about the pineal gland. Y'all know what I mean. Anyhow, yesterday, 9 o'clock at night, I found out that, they killed a man. I'm like, who? So my friend sent me a picture and I'm like, nah. And I kept trying, no, what? And he said, yeah, they stabbed him. Now, this is the third person that I've known personally in not even the year yet, that's no longer with us, that I know. First, it was Tal. You remember Tal, that was the diver?
Yeah.
I was supposed to dive. Ants took Tal. Tal shouldn't have been. Tal should not have been. And they've been telling me. But he went and he didn't decompress properly on that tank, and they tried to intubate him or whatever at the fisheries, and then took him to they did the procedure twice, and that was just overkill. But anyhow, he was the first one, and that was within the first month of me being here. And I met him, of course I met him. He took my spot in the dive, and that was the dive that killed him. Then there was this guy, Gasper. Remember I told y'all, me and Jackie were up there at Irie Bar? Irie Bar is like a traditional Rasta bar. I'm telling you, you want to jam, Rasta style, I'm telling you, that is it. And it's got the whole vibe is just Irish.
Natural vibe. Irish.
Woo! I mean, you go there to cool out, it's right there on the beach, and it's just, I met, Gasper pulled up had never met him before, but he was familiar with one of the persons in our party and had gone to school with him. So they were reunion time, right? And as they were, doing the recollections and stuff, he was introduced to the rest of our group. And cool, we got plans. We're going to hook up again and do some things. And that kind of conversation, y'all know I love those kind of conversations. So I was supposed to call him. That was a Monday. I was supposed to call him that Tuesday. Didn't get around to it. Wednesday morning, somebody called me and told him he was in a head-on motorcycle accident in Beau Séjour.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
I remember that,
His phone number and everything. He was reluctant to give me the phone number because it's like, he's a one-man, one-woman. I'm like, really? I need to study you because I've never heard of that in St. Lucia, right? So we exchanged numbers. He was hesitant about getting. I'm like, no, it's not for me because I'm not the one. But it was so cute. And then to find out that not even 24 hours went by and he was no longer with us. And then this. Shaka. Y'all know I couldn't rest. I found out about 9 o'clock. I didn't stay here. I couldn't stay here. I'm gonna tell you, I was in tears and I didn't even know the man. And check this out. Wednesday, I just knew his name. I just asked him his name last Wednesday at the Ivory Bar.
Lovely name, my name is I don't know his name, but I name is Shaka B. You have a lovely name. The man is a well-educated man. The man just sings one of the best karaoke in St. Lucia. When the man sings karaoke for you, you have to stay there and
thank you.
Listen to the man.
He is the karaoke king.
He's the master here.
He really is.
Nobody can take his crown here.
No one. And I'm telling you, the flavor of the island came through his mouth.
The man singing songs and make peace, and when he give it to you, that coming up like.
I think someone tried to do him some harm for something that he had. I really do. I really do. He was such a nice man.
You know what I say? They kill him for the place there.
For what?
Because remember they built a house by his place. A fella opened a bar by his place there. Now if you're going to open a restaurant there or a bar, and you guys in drugs just want to be coming here, you only want Chaka to know your business. Now, before he died, he told me they asked him the place, they offer him money. They offer him money for the place. He tell the fellas, no, I don't want your money. I don't know if he's gonna do it, but they asked him, he told me that. I don't know if he told to Jack and Peter, but he said it to me. I don't say it to anybody. I said to 2 persons already. I said to you and Miss K alone, Red Dot. And I will say to nobody again. I feel they make somebody kill him before they start. And sister, if I'm not lying,
are they trying to get me back into that investigative mode? Because I will.
If I'm not lying, in time to come, you will say, Harry, just talk the truth. Now I have to. Baby, I know it's nothing yet. You find mango to do. Eat that one there. Make juice from mangoes. Make juice.
Look at Harry's mangoes.
Make juice and put, you know what I mean?
And this is what you use to make cocoa, the hot stuff.
Chocolate? Cocoa tea?
No, not cocoa. Mango chow.
Mango chow.
Mango chow, where it's nice and spicy.
Mango something, chutney.
Yeah.
Mango chutney.
Chutney. Mango chutney or mango chow. Nice and spicy.
I'll come here and go make mango chutney.
Yes, let's do that. That would be great. That would be great. That would be great.
Take care.
Oh, we just got some.
I'm coming out Friday. I'll see you Friday night.
Be careful.
I will, definitely.
And y'all check this out. Did you ever have locks?
Yes, I did have locks. Long locks.
And when did you not have locks?
Just last week, feels like a
You see that?
Last week.
And then he pops up at Friday night, the party, right? And y'all see how we see him with the big old locks and everything? He done went and shaved them off. He gonna step to me. And I'm looking at him like, I know you, but wait. He done went and cut off his locks.
Yeah, man, this guy.
You know what I think? Samson and Delilah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But
you better grow them locks back.
I didn't do it.
Thank you so much, Harry. Harry, please be careful. Please be careful. Yeah. I know. But listen, I need you to at least tell me, right, at some other point. Okay, see you now. Y'all. And that makes sense. That makes sense now. Now, the decedent, the guy that's dead, has already revealed to Harry some information before he died. And this man has only revealed it to 2 people, and I'm one of them. Now, I used to be an investigator. Y'all know I can't. And I was really fucking beside myself yesterday when I found out somebody. First, I found out that they shot him up. Then I found out that I stabbed him up. And what he's saying is about property. Some people want to put in a bar. And we'll talk about it more, because I don't want to talk about nothing. I don't want nobody to know nothing. But I'll tell you this. The truth will come out. I'm sure of it. 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 Stabbed him and threw him up in the marina. And for some reason, I just had this affinity last night to go to the marina. It was funny because I wound up, I didn't know anything about this incident until 9 o'clock, and found out that this man, and I'll post a picture because this happened. I found out 9 o'clock, and it threw me. And I was all over the city at 9 o'clock nighttime. People are like, "Yeah, this stuff is happening. Y'all gotta be." I'm like, "Nah, that's not this town. This town is not a dangerous town. It's you know, it's one of those things where if you got a beef with somebody, you might have a problem, you know. But as far as just tourists or anything like that, they ain't thinking about you. They are not thinking about you. So I didn't feel one bit of anything about walking where I walk. So I wound up going to the Irie Bar, which is where we go to chill out near the beach, just to kind of hang, be with, I always want to call him Reggie, Andy. And then I went to Breadfruit. I've taken you all to that club as well. I was all over. I went to the coffee house. I just could not sit still. I could not process this properly. I don't know what that was. And then I wound up walking all the way up to the marina. And they were telling me, "Yeah, you don't want to walk up the highway, you know, catch a ride or whatever." I'm like, "No, I need to walk. I need to walk, and I need to get out of this house." So I wound up going up to the marina, met up with some other friends that I always hang with during the Friday night party. And they, of course, had known about it and everything. Well, it gets around real fast. But anyhow, they had their thing. And I'm like, you know, they want to go to other places. I'm like, I don't feel it. But I tell you one thing, I couldn't stay here tonight. I couldn't stay here last night. I wound up heading over to across the street. I couldn't do it. That was so sad. This is the nicest man. He's never into anything. You don't hear him. The only way I knew his voice is when he sang karaoke. Never harsh word, nothing. He's like that copacetic, you know, neighbor that's always grinding. You always saw that cart running up and down the road. I don't know if he's washing cars or whatever, but he was doing it daily, AM, PM. I want to help them find out what this is about. And I'll get back to you on that. That's straight up story time. And we'll get that because a lot of that stuff affects me and my security here. And although I don't believe that anything would be directed toward me, if I get involved, it may. And I want to get involved. I really do. So let me go down. I see so many people. She is real. Bonjour, bonjour. I see some other comments. I'm going to go through them and we're going to go back. And can you hold up the ginger and red onion amount one more time so I can get a screenshot? Okay. So it's about this much. And I'm telling you, tweak it, Lynette. Tweak it some because, you know, if it's a little more ginger or a little less ginger and more onions, start off with, you know, a little bit at a time and just gauge it by adding more because you'll taste it. So, screenshot. Okay. Okay. So, next week, I see Beyond World of Opposites go live together. What I'm going to do is we're going to have some guests on our lives next week. We've got a new program. I've been working, y'all, getting this stuff together. Remember I told y'all we're going to have a fitness aspect, some yoga. We're going to go back to cooking and all of that while doing, you're welcome, while doing the up-to-date stuff about our pineal gland, about other things in the body. We're still going to be focused on fasting, but we've got to kind of get past that. The lotion and the soap that I've made, or the body wash that I've made, I'm telling you, it is freaking awesome. And I'm telling you, like I said, the stretch marks that I had on my thighs are basically gone. I have no problem. And I'm going to do it before and after. Because I'm stretching my skin, trying to find them, pushing the skinny. Like, really? It just went away like that? It's that whole massage routine. Secondly, we talked about the atoms, the molecules, and the compounds. And we talked about DNA. We know that atoms are the basic building structures of all things. It takes 2 or more atoms to make a molecule and 2 or more elements, period, to make a compound. And we know that DNA is a molecule, which is, of course, the 2 or more atoms put together. In that molecule, we have what is it called? Nitrogenous bases. And those nitrogenous bases are the rungs of the ladder of DNA. They are composed of nitrogenous base adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. Those arrangements not only tell you the genetic coding for whatever that thing is. It's for everything. Everything has DNA. It gives the genetic coding and how it's passed on to different generations, but it also stores and transmits. Why can't I find this stuff right offhand? Stores and transmits information, and also directs the synthesis of certain proteins with the arrangement of those nitrogenous bases, A, C, T, and G. And that's how we'll label them. And that's all in summary. We do know that, what else about the DNA? Tomorrow we're going to learn about the nitrogenous bases, what that actually means, and how how the electric is composed inside the cell. I'm just going to take this a little further. We're going to get to the specific glands, or first the system, then the specific glands in our system, and kind of work our way back to the pineal gland so that we can see its structure and how it actually evolves in the ascension by doing what it does, basically, naturally. So come join us tomorrow live, 12 noon U.S. Eastern Time, and we're going to delve into, again, the basics, the scientific basics that will put us on the research of the pineal gland and the ascension. There's so many things. Y'all, please check out my page. I've put some really good new posts on, and I want you to check it out because we're going to be talking about them tomorrow. So I love you guys, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to cut it off here. Let me make sure we don't have any more. Yeah, I've gone live for 90 minutes. Thank you, TikTok. You're welcome. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. We're going to talk more about our reunion retreat and our new format, including our workout and our yoga. So join me tomorrow, 12 noon. I'm Robin. This is my Alkaline Vegan Journey. I love you guys.